Great. Thank you very much. So I'm Nicolas Heuzé. I'm the CEO of Sweetch Energy. I'm going to tell you about osmotic power. And so what we do at Sweetch Energy is harnessing osmotic energy to generate clean, reliable, affordable electricity. We don't do that by ourselves. We also have partners. We'll get back to that later. So far, we raised about 30 million euros to grow the company, and we're about to start a next raise, Series B, around 75 million euros. So osmotic energy, it's the mixing energy of fresh water and salt water. So you find it in all deltas and estuaries of the world. When water meet, they produce energy. Actually, salt ions are moving, and moving ions is energy. It's a great source of energy because it's completely renewable, clean, zero emission, and it is permanent. So you can produce electricity 24 hours a day. And it's a massive resource of energy. At global scale, there is about 30,000 terawatt-hour of osmotic energy that is generated by deltas and estuaries every year. If you add to that other sources of salinity gradient, we could produce up to 15% of global electricity needs from osmotic energy, which translates into 5 gigaton avoided CO2 emissions. So that is huge. And for that single reason, it's been on the radar screen for decades. Industrials, academics have been trying to find a way to harness this energy. The concept is simple. You will bring fresh water and salt water into modules. They will flow along a membrane that would separate negative and positive ions to create a potential, like a battery. And then you have an electrode system to make the electricity. Now, the issue so far was that the membranes had very low performances and were very expensive. And membranes are the core of the system. So to what we have done at Sweetch Energy, we have applied very recent breakthrough in nanofluidics to design a completely new membrane, which is, by the way, biosourced material-based. And so we have a full new design, a complete design that basically breaks the ceiling, much more powerful modules, and much cheaper ones. So this is what we do, right? This is a concept osmotic power plant that we've developed with EDF, who is one of our partners. So basically, you will bring fresh water from the river, salt water from the sea. They will flow into the system. They will slowly produce electricity in the membrane. I must say it's quite boring when you see it because there is no noise, there is no smoke, there is no rotating machine. But it's magic. It produces electricity, and all water goes back to the sea. It is very efficient in terms of surface. It's about 100 times less surface needed than a traditional solar plant to produce the same amount of electricity. So the challenge is about bringing the cost down continuously. There are 3 levers for that. One is technology improvement. Second is how you manufacture to simplify. I think Bart mentioned before that complexity is what you want to avoid. So we keep on simplifying the system all the time. We have about 50 employees, and most of them are focusing on this. And then the third lever, obviously, is mass production as we deploy more and more the technology. Objective is to produce electricity at less than 100 euros per megawatt hour in a few years. Again, we don't do that by ourselves. We have partners for everything we do, whether R&D, industrialization, project development. To give you an example, we have a joint venture with CNR in France. It's an affiliate of ENGIE, to deploy up to 500 megawatt power capacity of osmotic power on the Rhône River Delta in France. It's clean electricity for 2 million people. Next step for us, this year, we'll start our real-size demonstrator, again in the south of France. It's under construction right now, and the first generator will be deployed in the coming weeks this summer. We are building the first automated assembly line for the generators. It will go live next year in France. And we are growing internationally. We'll have a first office in the US in a few weeks, in the Greenton Lab in Boston. We've entered into a collaboration with a Japanese company recently. Objective for us is to deploy 3 gigawatt power capacity within the next 10 years. So whether it's with your cash, with your network, or just with your brain, I think you certainly can help and participate to the project. Thank you very much.